So my worst date was actually a second date.
Also, pretty normal. Nothing really happened. I mean, he was nice.
It was all fun and games at first. It was that, funny little college alcoholism.
I go up to the front door and I'm just talking to my parents in their kitchen. I'm talking about how bad it is. And I hear the doorbell ring.
We went on a hike and this guy was pretty awkward.
Whenever I would come home, she'd be in these fits of rage.
I was just excited to get back home and talk to my parents and get out of the car because we'd been talking for about 3 hours. He lived 30 minutes away. So he drives home, I guess. 30 minutes later, he texts me and he sends me this list of all the things that he thought was wrong with me.
And while we were going through the gardens, it's like a hiking trail, so we walked in a single file line instead of side by side. And yeah, it was long too. It was 5 hours.
So I go up to the door. He hands me the Sonic drink that I had left in his car and says, "I've been wanting to do this all night." He kisses me for about 7 seconds, but it was in front of my entire family, my brother, my sister, my mom, my dad. So that was the end of that.
Pretty much both of us knew afterwards that this wasn't gonna work.
I haven't seen her in years. I just hope she gets the help she needs.
And it was one of the most embarrassing feelings I've ever had.
Total bullshit. I mean, this guy already changed his entire personality for this girl, and now she totally gaslights him too. It's fucking unbelievable. Greatest romance of all time, my ass. This is the problem with love, Aaron. The girls expect this big romance, a knight in shining armor, the grand declaration of love, all at the guy's expense. Back me up here, Rylan.
On what?
The state of love in the modern age.
Is this because Zoe dunked your ass?
No. Yes. It was a mutual understanding.
Right, that she dumped you.
Shut up, Rylan.
Look, dude, your little morning philosophy is gonna have to wait until after I wipe the floor with these little Laker wannabes.
Yeah, Asher, I'm betting good money on this game.
Come on.
I'm invoking the Montgomery Act, Article 7.
Dude, that's for extreme life or death emergencies.
You really want to waste your one lifeline on this?
Yes.
When I think back to my worst dating experience, I think back to last year when I was really, really trying to impress this girl. I took her to a fancy restaurant.
So I went on this date with this girl from a dating app, which was definitely the first mistake I made.
This happened before we even went on the first date.
The gentleman beside me actually offered to pay for my dinner, our dinner.
And then we went, the date was good. It was okay. And I could tell that she was just a little off.
Before we even go on this date, I just hear him go, "Don't make me fall in love with you more than I've already have."
She caught me in a lie when I asked her to pay for the ice cream because I said, I paid for the dinner. I think, is it okay if you get the ice cream? And she got pretty furious.
Not off, but a little crazy.
And then he went on about the future of our relationship before we even gone on this date.
We're just hanging out, and as things progress, she mentioned something along the lines of I'm not totally opposed to golden showers.
I'm walking to her to her Uber, and as she goes in, I'm like, "Since you paid for the ice cream, would you like me to pay for the Uber?"
It's like, all right, red flag, I need to run.
And then she slammed the door in my face, and we never talked again.
And then there was not a second date. There was not a second date after that.
This is stupid.
Rylan, you are correct. Relationships today are not only stupid, but a fucking mind trap. Exhibit A.
Careful.
Is that your mom?
The nuclear family, now streaming nowhere. These days, nobody wants to stay in a relationship any longer than 6 months.
Me and Aaron have been together for almost a year.
And I have been with Zoe for 7 months.
You mean you were with Zoe for almost 7 months?
That bitch. I'm talking generals here though, okay guys? Everyone just wants instant gratification, a quick fuck and a smoke. You only know it's more serious when you stay the night. Which brings me to...
Let me preface with, this man started the date by picking me up in his truck, Michelob Ultra in the cup holder.
Alright, so I met this girl on Hinge, so you know, should have seen it coming.
One day I go over there and I ask him, what do you want to do? And he's like, oh, like, I don't know, maybe we can build Legos. I'm like, sure.
The next day, we were both going downtown, so you know, we decided to meet up, and it was her idea actually.
His cousins, his friends, his family start chit-chatting about their beliefs. They're talking about, you know, those homosexuals.
Thousands of dollars worth of Legos on the shelf. I cannot stress that enough.
So we go and we meet up in a bar, and some of my friends are there, some of her friends are there. Like, it was going pretty well, you know, we were talking, whatever.
I want to say he was building the Millennium Falcon. Who's to say?
Okay, I'm gonna go to the restroom. And he's like, what is wrong? Like, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, but like, I like girls.
I try to start conversation. Hey, how are you? How was your day? Like, how's your week been?
And she goes into the bathroom, you know. So I'm thinking, okay, you know, I'll wait outside the bathroom. She gets out, I'll buy her a drink or something, whatever.
He tells me to be quiet because he needs to focus. So we sat there for 3 hours.
He goes, bro, like, that's cool if you're gay, but like, you're into guys still, right?
She goes in there, and about 20 minutes later, you know, she's still not out. So I start texting her, you know, like, hey, you're okay? Like, what's going on?
Okay, that was crazy.
She never came out. I never heard from her again.
And then I went home.
There's a lot more to that story. I don't know how much you really want me to elaborate, but I also have others.
Exhibit B, hookup culture, the wellness threat. Now it's great you guys get to live in fantasy long-term healthy relationship land, but for the rest of us, this is reality. Constantly wanting what we don't have. Whichever girl thinks we're attractive enough for the night, only to do the same step and dance routine the next weekend.
You kind of have a point on this.
Really? Maybe don't encourage him.
Let the girl speak, Aaron.
Well, everything you said is basically from a Matchbox 20 song. But the message is onto something. There is Guy Man Hinge, totally cool, fun, a bit of an ego, but in a jock way. Anyways, I meet the guy, he's a total asshole. Said point blank, I thought you were blonde. Then proceeded to convince me on why I should have her back and how the whole blonde blue-eyed is a dying trait.
See, Aaron? A douche like that even tried to take advantage of a total babe like Rylan.
So you're gonna skip over the whole white supremacist part?
Fuck, Asher, you are right. I mean, it's like when you first meet somebody. You guys talk, you flirt, you know, the initial stuff. You guys go on a couple dates, you think everything's great, and then she hits you with, I'm just want to be friends, or that she's emotionally unavailable.
Oh, I hate when a chick does that.
Thank you.
Or when they just want to be fuck buddies, like, name a bigger red flag.
Yeah.
Cheap.
Gaslighting.
For example, one time I said that I was going to a coffee shop with my friend, and we sat in there and had a conversation, and he was very baffled at the fact that we sat in the coffee shop and stayed there after getting the coffee. He thought that was weird, and I was like, you know, okay, that's okay, we can do it together, you know, trying to lighten the mood. And he was like, no, I don't think I can do that.
Love bombing.
Yeah, so from the get-go, I go on this date, right, and this girl, she just sat me down, she let me know that she hates my name. And I was like, what do you mean? She was like, yeah, I just really don't rock with your name at all. And my name's Davin, which isn't, I guess, the best name ever, but it's a bit weird. I didn't think it was worth this. So we'd be eating, we're at an Italian restaurant, right? We'd be eating food, and she would just stop eating, listen to me, I'm sorry, I just can't help but say how much I dislike your name. And I'm like, oh my God, what's your deal? She'd be pointing out menu items. It was like George's famous meatballs. Somebody's like, that's a name right there. That's a George, normal, nice, probably family name. And it really made me a bit self-conscious about myself. But you know, I forgot what her name was.
Cartoon-based roleplay. What? She was really cute.
Okay, Asher, what else do you have?
See, I knew you guys would get it. All right, Exhibit C, unconventional thirst traps. Now, everybody is attracted to Tony the Tiger, but who's the next hot cereal mascot gonna be?
And I'm out.
What? No, guys, I'm serious.
We're sorry about that, dude. We're going to the courts.
But I didn't even get to talk about the new alpha male or the billionaire.
Sorry,
man.
Asher.
Damn. You look like my ex, Zoe. Smiley face. No. You're cute. Brunch? Question mark.
So basically there was like a moment last year where I was begging Aiden every single day to go camping, but he was like afraid of skinwalkers. He was fully convinced that skinwalkers were just roaming around in North Georgia.
Yeah, and I just don't want to sleep on the ground, so.
But we finally did it, and it was fun until in the night I actually had a real nightmare, because I have these all the time, where I like wake up screaming, and I woke up screaming in this tent in the middle of the night, in the middle of the wilderness, and Aiden freaked the fuck out.
Yep. I mean, I'm skin, tent, root, laying on the floor, and he's just screaming in my ear, and it was a horrible experience, and I hated every minute of it.
But we came out stronger at the other end.
Yes,
so
we did.
I'm glad. We should do it again.
Sure.
I used to go urban exploring a lot, and so I was like, let's go. So we go into this dilapidated house, and we go through the back, and so we're going inside. There's like books, there's clothes, the floor is caving in. It's pretty disgusting. And then there's this toilet on the outside of the house.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I was also exploring this house with her, of course, and I sat on this toilet and I felt something in my shoe that was sort of like, that I thought was like a rock or something. And so I went to go check, and it was a nail, probably like, 6-inch nail that lodged into my shoe and barely missed my foot. And I had completely forgot about that until she reminded me that happened. And I get shudders just thinking about it.
You get shudders?
Yeah, I'm sorry, I got this close from getting like tetanus or some horrible disease. So, but pretty memorable for a second day. How about that?
Yeah, for sure.